I can't help but notice that something in this room is slightly different.
Yeah, I've been trying to put my finger on it too. I'm not 100% sure what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the set's still the same.
Yep. Incomplete. Yep.
I just feel like something's grown. I just feel a sense of growth.
Yeah. Okay. It's funny you say that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought this up because, yes, the hair transplant was a success.
It worked.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So feeling really good. Happy to kind of move on into the next stage of my life.
You've picked a nice colour too, because it's very similar to maybe a slight bit darker than it used to be, but
yeah. I want to start this week, we're just diving straight into it. I want to start this week with something that has been on my mind for 7 days.
You sounded kind of Kiwi then. You said,
did I?
Yeah, you said it's been on my
you know what I'm like? Words just sound wrong when I say them sometimes.
I know, I love it. I love accents. Sorry. Keep going.
That's all right. After we recorded last week, we put the Commonwealth Games on.
Yes.
And we're watching whatever the events we were watching.
Yes.
And obviously memorable.
Clearly intent.
Yeah. And Bruce McAvaney was commentating, wasn't he?
Bruce.
And an Aussie won. It would have been a race.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah. It was a race of some sort. Yeah.
And an Aussie won, and obviously they were getting as hyped as you can imagine.
Yeah.
And he said, what did he say? He said, we dip our lips to you.
Yeah.
And that's something that neither of us had heard before.
Yes.
And I'm still super confused by it. The only way that I can sort of rationalize it in my head is if you kind of like, and this isn't really going to be much help for Spotify listeners, but if you just kind of like, like not bad, and you kind of,
when you dip that, I suppose that is dipping your lip.
Is it a
when
dip?
You sort of go like that? It's sort of,
or is it like sad because it's over? That can't be it.
No. But if that's what it is, it makes sense because it was like a heat of some sort, and the Aussie wasn't expected to win, but they did.
Right. Oh, okay.
And so it's like, I guess you're like, oh, fair dinkum. Like that's, you do that. And it's like, oh, done well. You've done better than I expected. Maybe, but I've never heard that before. So
we could absolutely look this up. But if you do know, one of our lovely listeners, if you are aware of what this saying is, please do let us know because we're at a loss.
We are
for the most part.
Yeah, you didn't catch much else of the Com Games though, did you?
I watched a bit. I watched that one night where I think Bruce McAvaney was commentating a race, and an Aussie won, and he wasn't expecting to win, and he said, "We dip our lips to you." And I was really confused as to what that meant.
Yeah. So you caught some of it. Yeah,
I caught a bit of it. Yeah. I know that Australia won, didn't they? They usually win.
It's usually it's kind of just the usual every single time, and it's sort of like, oh yeah, but I don't know. It's so weird because like quite often people don't really care about it because it's like, oh yeah.
How dare you say that to me? How dare you say that to me?
Because it's like, oh yeah, it's not the Olympics, just the Commonwealth Games. But then it's like at the same time, you're competing against. It's not like it's like Australia versus some unknown countries that no one's heard of. Like England's there, Canada's there, India. Like there's lots of big countries. Like so Jamaica in the athletics, Trinidad and Tobago, like
Bermuda.
Yeah. So you did watch some.
Yeah. I watched this one race. Bruce McAvaney was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And an Aussie won, and he wasn't expected to win.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, he's like, "Oh, we dip our lips to you."
Yeah.
I was really confused as to what that meant.
I wonder what that means.
Yeah.
Anyway, are you going to explain what the hell's going on up there, or
what? I had a hair transplant, and it was a success. And it grew really quick. Yes,
it did.
It is a lot of growth for 1 week.
It is.
Yes, I could have combed it. I could have brushed it. But I'm just embracing the mane. Okay, so I went to an NRL game with work.
Yeah, I think did you mention it on the pod? You did, right?
I might have mentioned it last week. Yeah. they were handing out mullets
Mm.
and headbands and foam fingers.
Yep.
And so I've gone, fuck yeah, I want a mullet.
Mm. Absolutely,
I want a mullet. This doesn't come around very often for me these days.
Yep.
So, well, I suppose I could kind of grow a mullet because it only grows there. It only grows on the back. So if I've got like little tiny bits on the top and then some on the back, is it technically a mullet?
I guess so.
Yeah. You can say no, it's fine.
Maybe. I just don't know if you'd want to do that.
No, I definitely wouldn't. No,
Okay,
no.
yeah,
That's
cool.
not the question I was asking. So yeah, they were handing out wigs. Apparently there's a Storm player with a mullet.
Yeah,
Wears a
right.
headband, and I guess that was a thing.
Yeah,
and
right.
yeah, I took it home and
Mm.
thought I'd get a hair transplant on the way.
Yeah, oh, right.
Yeah, just like the wig that I got there. So that's what this is.
Yeah, it just happened
Yeah,
to be.
yeah.
That the mullet thing at the NRL's got
Mm.
nothing to do with
No,
this. No.
no. Obviously, we don't talk rugby league or any kind of rugby on this
Yeah.
show. Fine leg to full forward, not fine
Yeah.
leg to fly half or any other rugby
There
position.
you go. There's a rugby term.
Yeah, that's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So didn't really know much.
Yeah.
Haven't really been to Amy Park all that often.
Mm. That was your first NRL game.
It was my first ever any kind of rugby game.
Mm. Yeah.
Fuck me, it was boring.
Wow.
Oh my god,
Really?
the stadium was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
How many were there?
didn't. Oh, about 10,000, maybe less than.
That's less than a North game.
Yeah, well, on the same night that Collingwood were playing Melbourne across the road, and there was 70,000 plus there.
Yeah.
It was it felt odd. And then it was all done by 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I was so out of whack on Friday, and then I came home, caught the last bit of the footy,
Yeah.
and I fell asleep. I missed the whole last quarter.
You were
It
just
was a really good game, allegedly.
But I'm convinced that it was actually pretty fun. The only thing being you spilt an entire beer on yourself.
All right, let's get into run it back.
So, running it back against my will.
Oh, just move on, would you?
All right. Running it back through last week. So, Friday night.
The Storm. Oh, sorry.
So do you want to talk about the rugby at all?
Not even a little bit.
Okay. So, across the road from where the rugby was happening,
Yep.
The Pies upset the D's in front of, as you said, 70,000 plus at the MCG. I was thinking the run was going to come to an end. I don't know about you. I was thinking, was it 11 now? 11.
They've won 11 in a row now, yeah.
Yeah. Look, they kicked 4 goals in the last quarter, and that's all they needed to keep their streak alive. I don't know what it is about them, but that percentage and where they are on the ladder, I've never seen it ever.
I don't know how they keep doing it.
Incredible.
What else happened? So the Storm. Josh Kennedy kicked 8 goals in his last game. Unfortunately, West Coast couldn't get the win. They fell to Adelaide?
Yes.
Yeah, Adelaide. I tipped him. I thought they'd get up for Kennedy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not the case. So congrats to him on a great career. The other Josh Kennedy has retired as well.
Really?
Yeah, he comeback. He had his comeback game through the VFL last week.
Yep.
And did his hammy again. Yeah.
And just sort of called it.
Yeah, I think he's still retiring at the season end, but I don't know if he'll actually be back in time.
Yeah, jeez.
So that's actually so fucked. In the space of a week, we've gone from having 2 Josh Kennedys to having no Josh Kennedys.
That's insane.
It's honestly, it's tough.
That's kind of sad.
It's been a tough time dealing with this.
Also, imagine kicking 8 goals
8 goals in your last game.
And losing. That's
Yeah.
Oh well.
So yeah, I'm like, why is he not playing till the end of the year?
Yeah,
They've got Freo next week. But
Yep.
it's Freo's home game.
but it's still
Yeah, but it's like it won't be.
as yeah.
It won't be West Coast themed, and then they've got Geelong over here. So
Over
it's
it. Yeah.
probably a good one to end on, to be honest.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
true. In other sort of part of another news,
Yeah, we're a footy podcast.
we
keep
are
talking
footy, another footy news.
Footy.
The
Storm.
the Storm. Yeah, that is right, technically NRL is footy.
No,
as well.
I've been arguing with everyone about this.
It's footy.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not.
No,
Oh, do you want to have a fight tonight? Is that what we're going to do?
this
It's a fight.
we are fighting.
I can't believe you just did that. Also, apologies to our listeners. I may have just smacked the microphone in excitement for us quoting Community at the same time.
I don't even know if I started this. Gold Coast missed their chances late.
Mm.
They outscored the Hawks in the last quarter, and they kicked 1-5 to 1 behind in the fourth. So
Yeah,
absolutely could have won it. It's just
well, they lost by what? Lost by 7?
7.
Yeah, chances are there. Hey,
Absolutely.
shame. Hopefully, we see Gold Coast in the finals. I tipped him for when King went down with his ACL. I tipped him for the spoon. I don't remember.
Really?
So hopefully they make the finals next year. Speaking of finals, very, very interesting for a number of teams. I think it's looking more likely which teams might scrape into the 8. But
Yep.
it's still very interesting between the Blues, the Tigers, the Saints, and the Doggies.
All still technically in the running.
I think like mathematically, yes. I think that the Dogs and maybe the Saints, or maybe the Dogs and the Saints, I think they need other results to go their way as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, still, we did an episode last year, the pointy end. You remember that?
Yeah.
How tight everything was then, and we might be having another little bit of that this year.
There you go.
So we'll see.
Something I wanted to mention. It's not really running it back through the week in terms of games, but
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
yeah,
Fucking oath.
yeah, true. Let's talk about VFL for a second.
Yeah.
Ben Cunnington made his return to VFL, and what a sight it was. I think he played 3 quarters of footy, 18 touches, and it was just like he was back to his old self, a few don't argues,
Yes, love that.
clearances, and look, it's obviously very, very emotional, but very, very special because it hasn't played any footy at all this year. And I think we had an episode ages ago about inspirational comebacks
We did,
that sort of thing.
When Charlie Kerner came back.
Yeah. So, and we sort of touched on Doherty as well, but this is just another inspirational story.
Yeah. I think it's one that warms the hearts of every footy fan, and I know you in particular, being a North fan and being such a big fan of Cunnington in particular. It's great to see him back out there on the track. Bit of a tone shift back.
We do love a tone shift.
We do love a tone shift. One thing that caught our eye this week, as we know, we handpick something, we cherry pick something that's happened, and we run with that.
Yeah.
Now I want to take you all back to the Geelong St Kilda game on Saturday.
Yep.
Not for the reasons you might expect. There was a particular moment, sorry for the stutter, particular moment when young Max Holmes was lining up for goal.
Yep.
Now, Jeremy Cameron, we did an episode on Born Entertainers, and I think Jeremy Cameron is a born entertainer. I don't know how long ago we did that, but he definitely fits the bill. And he was sort of hands on his knees, just kind of like having a spell, like gasping for air.
Yeah.
And he's sort of leant over right in front of the camera, and he's looked up at the big screen, clocked where he is, and then turned straight around. Yeah. Straight down the barrel of the camera. And I was watching it happen, and I saw it straight away. I started pissing myself. I've just gone, we're going to see that later on social media. Yeah. And sure enough, the Geelong team, the Geelong media team posted it on Facebook, a very funny the X-Files theme music.
The music in the background with the calculations and stuff going on in the back. Yeah.
May or may not have commandeered it for a meme of our own on the Pod Insta page.
Yes.
So that's, believe it or not, that's what we're running with.
That's all it takes.
We're going to run with moments that we've seen. Subtle moments, some subtle moments, some not so subtle moments that we've seen happen that not everyone may have clocked. Yep. And just gone, we're going to see that later on social media.
Yeah, quite often we're sitting on the couch together if we're watching something and it's just, we'll just turn to each other and be like, that's
good.
Yeah.
So I've got the first one. I'm just going to keep going if that's all right.
Keep going.
The first one, we're going to run back to the same round of footy.
The same round?
It might have actually been an earlier game. No, was it earlier game? It's the same round of footy. All right, we're going to run it back to the Bombers-Giants game.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, I think it was Essendon who scored. I think they just scored a goal, and they were running it back to the middle of the ground for the centre bounce.
Yep.
And it was Kelly Underwood.
Yep.
Was commentating that game.
Yeah.
And she said something like, until then it was like 7 in a row to... And then she paused. I was like, the orange team. I've slightly exaggerated. I'm not sure she said but you clocked it and you go, oh.
How long was the pause on it?
Oh, it felt like a fucking eternity. It felt like a long, long time.
Because if there's no pause, then it's like, oh, you've bounced, like you've done it on purpose. Yeah, 7 goals in a row to the orange team. Like you can see that, and you're like, you own it, right?
Yeah.
It's 7 goals in a row to orange team.
Yeah, it's kind of like it was. We've talked about it before, but the AFL Premiership 2005 or AFL Live 2004. It's like another goal for Port Adelaide. It's got to just copy and pasted.
Yeah.
The clip. Saw that happen and just gone. Yeah, we're going to see that.
We're going to see that
later. And look, commentating's fucking hard.
Oh,
I mean, we've done reran and retold many.
Not many times.
Not many times.
I
don't know whose fault that is. Some bold bloke wouldn't see it. Wouldn't know about that. Yeah. There's. I'm assuming there's a lot of commentator moments. Like that.
Yeah.
I can think of one or two commentators in particular. There'd be a few moments like that.
Probably.
We're not going to run through all the BT's highlights or lowlights.
We don't want to go through everything. That's like, this is not like iconic moments.
Nah.
This is more like, maybe a little bit, but just subtle things that you see and you're like, that.
No, that one wasn't really as subtle, but it was like, oh, it's what we're running with this week. It happened this week.
Yeah.
It has to get a mention.
Yeah. I'm going to bring up an example. I can't remember the fine details of it, but it was a Dogs game, like at Marvel. I'm not sure if it was Marvel. It was at that point in time, a couple of years ago.
Oh, it might have been Etihad.
Docklands. Docklands Stadium. The stadium that's in Docklands.
Ah.
Yes.
What's that called?
And Dogs were versing someone. The ball had just gone out of bounds. And so, when the camera's sort of tracking the ball just goes out of bounds, and then in one sort of sweeping motion, it goes from out of bounds and it just sort of pans up and you can sort of see the crowd.
Yeah.
So it's done that. The ball's gone out of bounds, camera pans up, and there's a mum that's standing in the stands and standing in the crowd. She sort of looks up at the big screen, sees that she's on TV, she's on the screen. She's got a little sort of son, and I think he's probably, I don't know, he's not a baby, he's probably about 4 or 5 years old or something.
Yeah.
And she's like, excited, she's on the screen, she's like, trying to like carry him and like be like, oh, we're on the screen. He's having none of it. Absolutely none of it. And just goes whack to his mum.
Like right across the face. Yeah.
And it's just another one of those moments, just like, I don't know if the commentators mention it at that point in time.
I can't remember. No, I'm not
sure. But it's just so, like subtle. Like you're not prepared. It's just like, oh yeah, boundary umpire, like the boundary, and you're panning up. Whack! And it's like, if you're watching closely, you catch it and you're like, yeah, I'm going to see that up. I'm going to see that somewhere.
And we sure as shit did see it. Yeah. I remember going to Twitter like pretty much straight after and being like, refreshing, like, it's going to be here. It's going to be here. Sure enough it was. Can you imagine that? Like when that young kid's a little older.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I remember that time at the footy, you slapped me across the face. That's great. That's the kind of story that comes out of like 18th and 21st.
Yeah.
All right. I got another one for you. Now this one, I can't actually remember who was playing.
Okay.
But I suppose it's not really relevant.
No.
Because, I mean, we're a footy podcast, but why would we talk footy?
No, exactly.
But I remember it being quite a big game. I remember there being quite a crowd there.
Yeah.
And I don't know how the process works about, I don't know how the process goes with selecting who tosses the coin before the game. Yeah,
it's like, I don't know if it's like you win a competition or if it's like...
I assume there's different ways of going about it.
Yeah.
And usually they're either like quite nicely dressed or they're head to toe like in fan gear.
Yeah.
And this guy, I'm pretty sure he was in like his team scarf on and like a tracksuit. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Bit different.
Yeah, you do you.
And he's standing a little further back than usual.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And the umpire says, oh, now you can toss the coin.
Yeah.
And so he's kind of walked up to the center circle, serious look. Like
Deadpan.
he's in the zone.
Yeah.
It gets there. Coin, kind of holding it with both hands, like on his thumb, but like holding both hands together.
Yeah.
Takes a breath. Hand all the way down to the ground. And then he flicks it up as high as he possibly can, like an umpire doing a ball up. That's essentially what he's trying to imitate.
Yeah.
And he's flicked it as high as he can. And then that's not it there. Actually, I'm pretty sure Richmond were playing because I remember Dylan Grimes smirking. So he's clocked what's going on.
Yeah, okay.
So he's flicked it up in the air, and that's not where he's obviously doing it for a laugh, but that's not where it ends.
Yeah.
He's flicked it, obviously the coin, because like I don't know if you've heard about this thing called gravity.
Yeah. It actually comes down.
It comes down.
Yeah.
Oh mate, wasn't looking at where the coin was going. He flicked it up in the sky, and then he's just gone looking up into the skies, trying to find it. I mean, the umpire's already picked it up off the ground. He's still looking in the air to see where it is. And I clocked that. And I'm like, oh, there's going to be a couple of pages in particular that I know will repost this.
Yeah.
One of them being the 28-year-old male.
Right.
And it took about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
And
5 minutes.
It was there.
It was there.
Yeah. So it was funny. I mean, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you take the piss? Why would you not? If you're in that position, I'd go there and just try and have a fucking laugh.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're probably not going to get that chance again ever.
No way.
Right?
No way.
You might as well.
Yeah.
Straight up.
So, if anyone can tell me how to go about winning the coin toss competition, or how I go about it,
if it is a competition, we got no idea how it. Maybe there's an exclusive club of people that are just,
Let us know how to apply, and we'll see if we can do a joint fine leg to full forward coin toss.
Oh yeah,
like
together. How would we?
Oh, we'll figure it out. We'll get the nitty gritty out of the way afterwards. We got to actually we got to be in it to win it.
I reckon I've definitely thought this. I've just the ideas in my head now. So I feel like if we were going to do it together, I'd want to like give you like an assist. I'd like get the coin and then flashy pass, and then you'd get that flashy pass, and then you'd shoot it, and then that would be the coin toss.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see you like bounce pass a coin on grass.
Bounce pass every time.
You and your fucking basketball flashy passes.
Anyway,
all right.
Another example.
Mm-hmm.
This one was. I feel like it was. I'm not sure if it was viral. It was definitely sort of like I saw a few sort of memes about it and things about it. BBL game a few years ago. There was, I forget who hit it. It might have been Chris Lynn. Hit a 6, goes over the rope. A security guard that's sitting on a chair right at the fence. The ball goes straight to him. He doesn't move an inch. Goes straight to him, takes it, and then just chucks it back. Like without moving at all.
Like spinning in his chair.
Without spinning his chair, nothing. Just seated the whole time, takes it, tosses it back, and doesn't smile, doesn't do anything. It's just like stares deadpan. and everyone's just like, you could smile, like, and it's just the taking it, throwing it back, and just being like that. And just
Imagine being that laid back.
Yeah. Exactly.
The overwhelming majority of people would just, I'd lose my shit at that.
Yeah. I think like he did it. He could toss it back and he was just like that. And then someone in the crowd that's like right behind him was like, and then he turns around and he's like,
just a slight thumbs up.
Yeah.
I do remember that. Yeah. I do remember that. That was funny. I got another one for you then.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this was last year.
Okay.
It was definitely in the COVID world that we live in now.
Yeah.
This was following the advice of the South Australian Health Minister, or whatever health board. Not in the nitty gritty.
Yeah,
and
Chief Health Officer.
Huh?
Chief Health Officer, maybe.
Yeah. Do they? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure. Why not?
I don't know.
And I'm pretty sure it was the first game with crowds at Adelaide Oval in a certain amount of time, or something like that.
Yeah.
And it must have been it because they felt the need to comment on this.
Yeah.
And fans were told not to touch the footy
Yeah.
with their hands.
Yeah.
Because it'd be COVID safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, it's quite ridiculous. It's not really something you can avoid.
Yeah.
And so, a particular Adelaide fan copped the ball, went out of bounds right where he was sitting and basically landed in his lap.
Yeah.
And he's kind of let it fall on the floor in front of him.
Yeah.
And he's kind of gone, oh, hands up, like, oh, I can't touch that. I can't touch that. And then he's essentially kind of flicked the ball back over the fence with his feet and everyone's going crazy, like, yeah. It's like, oh, it's a matter of time before we see that everywhere.
See that everywhere.
Yeah. Now that one, another one that wasn't that subtle.
Mm.
But yeah, funny. Definitely worth a mention.
Staying at Adelaide Oval.
Are we?
Another one. That's another cricket one.
Oh.
Another BBL one.
Oh.
Yes.
So I just kept going, sorry.
Yeah. I feel like we just haven't mentioned much cricket. So I feel like, so this one was, I think Matty Wade. So it was Strikers versus Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Matty Wade hit a ball into the stands. And
once again, always again. Sorry.
Sorry. A bloke in the stands catches it, and he, like, as soon as he catches it, just starts strutting, and runs away from his mate. He's with a group of mates, and just starts strutting, and and then bowls it back down, and it's the funniest shit. And then the commentators were like, "Oh, this bloke's having a beautiful time." And then 5 minutes later, one of the commentators was like, "That's actually a former Sheffield Shield player himself. He's there on his bucks."
Who was it?
Nick Compton. He played a couple of games for South Australia back in the day, and he's just there on his bucks.
Giving it all that.
Give it, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So then,
I love that.
That went, yeah. Oh, I was there. I was watching, not at the ground, but watching it on the game. That's funny.
Yeah.
And
the official diagnosis.
Yes.
I dub thee humorous.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Sorry, I interrupted. Did you have anything more to say on
that?
No.
No, that's it.
All right. I'll round it off then with a somewhat generic one.
Yeah. Honourable mention?
And not so subtle one.
Okay.
You know how flopping's become more of a thing, less of a thing these days, but more of a thing than it used to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the glory days.
Yeah.
They're kind of weaving it out of the game, so to speak.
Yes.
But whenever you see someone flop, you just know that a Shooting Stars meme is inevitable.
Yes.
And I think the first ones were Lindsay Thomas, I think, was known for it, and obviously Tom Hawkins, Alex Rance, Tom Papley as well, and Benny Brown as well.
Yeah.
There's a few of them, but as soon as you see that and it's a ridiculous one, you go...
The usual suspects.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're just okay, it's a matter of time before someone's making this a Shooting Stars.
Do.
Sorry, just fixing my hair. It's just...
you're right. Got to get it right.
Jeez, yeah. If anyone's after a hair transplant, my guy was just I tell you, this has grown in, 5 days?
If that.
It's crazy. Yeah. Honestly. Slide into my DMs and we'll holler at you. No. You'll holler at us and then we'll reply, I guess.
Yes.
Anyway.
Getting forward, we've just run it back through moments when you're watching something happen live during a game and you think, yeah, I'll see that pop up again in some form of it might be a meme or something of the like.
Mm-hmm. Now,
combining that with, the initial inspiration for this idea, the man himself, Jeremy Cameron.
Yep.
I think he very much broke the fourth wall. If you think about it, he was sort of just staring at the camera. Just, he was sort of looking at the screen and then he's like, I saw that. I'm like, that's a fourth wall break, right?
Yep. That's true. You don't really see them looking at the camera, do you?
No.
Yeah, that's a good
no,
point.
It's like athletes doing their own thing and then, oh, hello, I'm actually interacting with you right now, breaking the fourth wall. So combining those two things together, what do you think will be the fine leg to full forward posts this week?
Well, in terms of like a meme.
Yeah. Like reels, memes, that sort of shit. Because we normally talk about this off air, but I'm just breaking the fourth wall right now.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think's going to be not trending or something? But what do you think? If you look at what we've done so far in this episode, is there anything that you'd be like, "Huh, that's funny. That's going to be a meme, or that's going to be a."
I actually
Post.
wasn't sure how to answer this until you were explaining a fourth wall break and the way you looked at the camera with a weird smile on your face.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I could chop that up. So just then, like as you were explaining it and asking the question,
Yeah.
yeah, I reckon that might be posted at some point out of context.
Yeah. I reckon the hair transplant will get a go as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Wait, I was like about to be offended, but no, it is a hair transplant.
It is. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I got confused.
You can't get your story straight now.
Nah, hey, come on, bro. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? It's legit. Just having hair's itchier than I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been going on about that. How long did you have it on the whole time when you were at the game?
Oh, the wig before I got the hair transplant.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wig. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have that on?
Yeah.
Was that itchy as well, or
Yeah.
is this just is this itchy?
Ah, see, I don't know. Yeah, it's weird because it does actually feel a bit like a wig, but it's
Okay.
The bizarre thing is it's actually a hair transplant. So
Yeah.
The funniest part was actually I forgot to mention I'm
That
like,
you
fuck
spilt a beer on yourself.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Okay.
Please invite me to more work events. I've gone to get a mullet and I've got a few comments.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be nice and warm now.
Yeah.
I've like gone to queue up to get one.
Yeah.
Taken my beanie off my head. Like, yeah, I want to put a mullet on to keep my head warm.
Switch on.
So switching on, I've got a couple of questions for you.
Mhm.
Keeping on theme with the episode so far.
Yep.
Question 1. Which AFL moment, pre-social media, would have been the funniest meme?
When did social media start again?
I don't know. Well,
I don't
Facebook was
know.
founded in like 2004.
Really?
But like, I don't know if memes...
but it wasn't actually. Yeah.
Memes probably like early on, like 2012 maybe.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
I.
So, yeah, go like 2010 onwards. we'll say.
Yeah. I keep thinking of like Barry Hall, the punch. You know when he got 6 weeks for it,
Yeah.
and like it was such a like he was like spinning. He was like trying to get his hands out of the way. He's like, I'm not doing anything, and just like, and
Yeah.
and like I can't help but think that would have been put into random movies or something, like clips of movies, and he would have been superimposed on that.
Yeah.
Like, with the Will Smith slap and everything.
Yeah.
Like they put him in like Avengers and shit where he's just like walking up to Thanos and just like I feel like someone would have done some shit like that.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Keep Brent Staker's name out your fucking mouth. That's good. I reckon I'd say, you remember the fire at the game? I think it was like a Richmond North Melbourne game, like fucking years ago.
No.
One of the stands set on fire.
Really?
And
Who's this?
like 70s, I reckon.
Yeah, right.
And I reckon someone would just post like a screenshot of that and just play, hey, yo, that's lit. Like the driest humor possible.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, that's what humor is these days.
Pretty
It's
much,
It's almost anti-humor.
Yeah, more often than not, it's in the comments as opposed to the
Yeah.
actual thing.
Yeah,
It'll be
yeah.
a particular thing, and then the first comment or the second comment
Yeah.
about it will be the one that gets the laughs.
Yeah. You just unraveled social media. For someone who's not a big social guy, you're very aware of how it works, aren't you? Very aware of what's going on.
Finger on the pulse.
All right. I have another question for you. It's not really relevant to what we've been talking about now, but it's relevant to... This is a footy question. In
Okay.
the current state of play.
Yep.
All right. Can you tell me what this sequence is? All right. First, third, fourth, fifth, eighth, sixth, seventh, second. Sorry, I just fixed my hair again.
Yeah. No, okay. First, they're all numbers that are with it from 1 to 8.
Mhm.
Top 8 maybe a particular side that's finished first, third, fourth, fifth, eighth, sixth, seventh, the second over the past few years and on the ladder.
Okay.
I don't know, something like that. Should I just guess that?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah. Yep.
Do you want to lock in a team?
First, third. Is that first? Was that 2016? Is it second? Is that the Doggies? Is it the Doggies where the Doggies have come on the ladder since 2016?
So you're guessing the Doggies?
Yes.
Okay, so when I said it's the current state of play,
Yeah.
it's nothing to do with previous years. So no, that's not it.
Okay.
It's the top 8 in order of percentage. First, third, fourth, fifth, eighth, sixth, seventh, second.
Okay.
I was just looking at the ladder the other day. I'm just going,
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, we definitely look at the Pies. Definitely,
Yeah.
that's the,
Yeah.
yeah.
So there you go. Not
There
relevant
you
to what we're talking about. And I was like, it's currently what it is. I'll just chuck it in there.
No, fair
I just
enough.
couldn't think of another question. That's what it was.
Fair enough. Speaking of not being able to think of questions, question 1. Jeremy Cameron staring directly at the camera was effectively a fourth wall break, as I've mentioned.
He can get forward. Is this, wow, he can get forward already?
Yeah.
Wow, okay, yeah, cool.
So, what's your favourite movie with fourth wall breaks?
Oh, right, okay. I don't really know of that many off the top of my head. Maybe Deadpool.
Yeah.
That's really the only one I can think of.
That's a classic one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll say that
Mm.
without putting too much thought into it. What about you? Have you got a different one?
There's plenty.
Yeah.
You know what my answer would be?
No, that's why I'm asking.
Community.
Community. You just said movie.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, right. You're wishing 6 seasons in a movie. You're wishing it into existence.
Yeah.
Fuck, I was slow on the uptake there.
It's all right. It's okay. It'll happen.
Okay.
I still have faith. I still get the articles.
It's usually like Joel McHale is hopeful.
Is hopeful. Or it's like new evidence, or like Dan Harmon confirms that a movie is definitely happening or something like that. It's
Definitely happening.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, question 2. What is the record for the highest ever attendance at an NRL game? Okay.
Well, why have you given me this?
Well, it's just, you went to your first ever NRL game on the weekend, and
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
yeah.
Yeah.
A. I'm giving you multiple choice.
Oh,
A.
thanks.
92,473. B. 98,449. C. 102,056. Or D. 107,999.
Right. They all sound very high.
They're very large numbers.
Yeah, big numbers.
Big numbers.
I am going to assume that it's going to be at a stadium in Sydney
This is correct.
because
I think-
they're the ones
I
who
think
seem
so.
to give a shit about NRL, right?
Yep.
It's big there. It's
Yep.
big there.
If it helps, it was during a grand final.
Grand final. Okay. Yeah. I'm just trying to think if there's a stadium big enough in Sydney to hold that many people.
Mm.
I don't know if there is there? They don't have like an MCG size type. No, they don't. I'll just go the smallest one then. What was the smallest number? Was that A?
A. 92,473.
I'll go A.
It was D. 107,999.
The biggest one of the lot. That's the biggest option, isn't it?
It's the biggest.
What? How? What stadium?
I think it was Sydney Olympic Stadium.
How?
I think so. In 1999, it was the grand final.
Is the stadium that big?
Of definitely including standing as
Yeah,
well.
Jesus.
I know. What's it? Is it ANZ? Or is it?
Yeah.
Is it ANZ? I think that's got a capacity of about 90.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Wow, I've really underestimated those
about
stadiums
that.
then.
Yeah, it's a massive stadium. It's just, it goes sort of narrow at the edges and it goes high.
That'd do it.
But it's, I think it's that stadium anyway. That's definitely the number. I'm pretty sure that's the stadium because I don't think there's any other stadium in Sydney that's big enough.
I have made the mistake of asking you follow-up questions here, and I apologise for that.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Well, you've done well. Even if you've bullshitted your whole way through it, you've done real well.
Believable. Yeah.
It is, yeah. Anyway, let's get into my mate's multi.
My mate's multi.
Money! Money!
Alrighty. Time for my mate's multi. Now, my legs from last week, and I have been dreading this for quite a while because I knew it was coming. Leg one. I said that none of the Clayton Cavs will succumb to an injury this week. Obviously, with my calf the week before. Couldn't have been more wrong. So,
No.
Yeah. Thoughts are with Cho.
Yeah, think of you, mate. We're here for you. Anything you need, mate, we're here for you.
All right. Leg two. I said when I check next week, there will be at least one country from Asia in the top 5 of the medal tally at the Commonwealth Games. And yes, India crept in to 5th spot.
Hey, there you go.
There you go. And leg 3, I said I will watch at least one game of AFL this week, and I didn't.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
That was so easy. You could have just...
I could have done it. It was in my control.
It was.
But,
sorry, hairs on my head.
Sorry, yeah, it's fine.
Jeez.
It's fine.
I don't remember being this much of a problem.
And it's itchy as well, right?
Yeah, man, it's hair transplant. I don't know if it's... Anyway, my legs from last week.
Yep.
I said there will be more than 3 ladder position changes after round 21.
Yep.
There wasn't. It was just 2. Melbourne, Collingwood switched.
Yep.
And then I think Richmond, St Kilda switched, I think.
Okay.
Maybe. Anyway, so somewhere near the top and somewhere near the bottom of the 8. So that's a no. Leg 2, I said the Melbourne Storm will beat the Gold Coast Titans on Friday night. Yeah, that got up.
Oh, right.
The mighty Storm.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
The one that you went to.
Yeah. I've been a member there the last 15 years. So, yeah it's good
what
to
was the
finally...
actual score? Was it? Do you remember? No. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. That's all right. That's fine. You got
Leg 3.
Yeah, yeah.
I said there'll be at least one final score of exactly 69 this round.
Nice.
I was going through it and I can't remember. One team scored 70. I've gone, oh no. Looked at it and the Bombers actually, like a later game, the Bombers actually got 69.
The Bombers. You can always rely on the Bombers.
We fucking love the Bombers.
We love the Bombers.
We fucking love the Bombers. So that got up.
Yeah.
So I got 2 out of 3, mate.
That's really good.
We like that.
We do like that. All right, my legs for this week.
Yep.
Leg 1. You will be hungover on the morning you turn 27 this weekend.
Oof. Okay. Big call.
Big call.
In my control.
It is in your control. And
very likely to get up.
Exactly. Leg 2. At least 6 of the away teams to win this round.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Have you looked at the fixture or have you just said that randomly?
I had a bit of a look.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I don't know who you are anymore.
Yeah. Because I noticed last week, because I didn't do my tips last week, and I got 5 out of 9. I was like,
did my tips, I got 4.
Yeah, I got 5. I was like, maybe I'll just do that again next week. I had a look at the fixture. I was like, okay, maybe, yeah, okay. So
that's funny. Yes.
So maybe we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I rate that.
Leg 3. I will get yelled at by at least one person for stuffing up the scoring this week at basketball.
So what you're saying is 2 of your legs are in my control.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, not necessarily yelled at. Let me rephrase. So like,
he's changing his legs.
Well, someone's going to come over and be like, "Oh, you got this wrong," or "You check this," or "Stop the clock," or
"You didn't stop the clock, did you, last week?"
Yeah, because I didn't know how to do it.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
I know how to do it now, so I can't stuff that up again. I'm just thinking there's going to be something else that I stuff up.
Oh, way to believe in yourself. My legs for this week, my legs for this week. North. I don't think I've mentioned North for a little while.
Yeah.
North will win. That's all the leg. That's the whole leg.
That's North. No follow up. No punchline. No nothing. No.
NORF. North.
Yeah.
Will win.
Okay. All right.
Leg 2. I forgot I put this one in there. Germany will win the World Equestrian Games which wrap up on Sunday.
Okay.
Apparently, they've done quite well historically.
Right.
They happen every 4 years. These.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it wraps up on Sunday.
Right.
So I reckon
Germany's quite the they're sort of the they dominate the area, do they, or
horses.
horses?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure Danny would know all about it.
Leg 3.
Yep.
Collingwood's game will be decided by more than 10 points.
What?
I reckon the close streak might come to an end. I'm not saying which way the game will go.
Okay.
I reckon it'll be more than 10 points.
That's a
margin, though.
huge call.
It's the stupidest thing I've said all day.
Yeah. Oh well. See what happens.
So I know that a few of you who may be watching this on YouTube are looking at me going, "Fuck, he looks really good. He looks really good." And
Maybe they could be thinking that.
No. We know that they are.
We know that they
We
are.
know that they are. And look, you'd be correct. You'd be correct.
I like
right?
the confidence.
Yeah.
Mm.
But what I will say is, if you
Yep.
do see me in public
Yeah.
after this episode
Yeah.
has aired,
Yeah.
there's every chance I've decided to shave my head again.
Really?
Yeah,
You
just
do
like,
that?
I just want to, just keep my options open.
Yeah, well, I don't know. This confidence is kind of strange because you're confident in it, but yeah.
Well, I'm confident enough that it'll grow back this quick. I mean, this has been 4 or 5 days, mate.
True,
Yeah.
true. Maybe because it's too itchy. You were talking about it being itchy. Maybe you're gonna.
Yeah, they didn't mention
Shave
that
it off.
like before I got the hair because I got a hair transplant.
Yes,
Before
you
they-
have mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't mention that as one of the side effects or anything like that. That it would be itchy.
No, it's weird. You thought that they would mention something like that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'll do though. Maybe I'll keep it on for one more episode, and we'll do an episode next week on mullets, and we can talk about mine.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds good to me.
We've talked about stupider things.
That's true. I just feel like we're getting close to, finals and everything. We could be talking about. Should we talk about actual footy? Or?
All right, sorry guys, you heard it here first. I'm gonna have to shave my head. Ashton doesn't want to talk about mullets.
Yeah, right.
Fine.